Today's matchup. KT Rolster. Samsung. 2017 League of Legends Champions Korea Summer Split.
Very well knew that Kled would be the pick coming through from the side of Samsung for top lane, and then took the Shen into it. So it seems like KT's playbook is what Samsung is following, which was the downfall of Samsung in the semi-final where they lost 3-0 to KT. So often KT have been the aggressors over Samsung. Since the dissolution of sister teams, KT are 27-5 against Samsung. 3 of those losses were the big one that denied KT going to Worlds though, and that's why, with this match being for first place, KT leading the draft is a good thing to see. With their form going up, it is a good thing to see, because 2 weeks ago, I would have said Samsung in a landslide.
Yeah. Samsung on the other side of the coin though do have champions across the board that they're extraordinarily comfortable on. That one highlighted in the support matchup is huge for Core JJ. His Zyra has always been that pick mostly banned away from him. And we'll see whether that's going to be the tipping point here for Samsung as we hop into game number 1, Samsung versus KT. Pretty even, but pretty vocal are the fans here for what is going to be a massive series. And to start that one off, there is going to be an Infernal Drake as well. Smeb score pawn. Oh, but what about Deft?
He's on the right there.
Deft and Mata are on the right. We're okay. I just focusing too hard. That is a really good likeness of Smeb.
Compared to other drafts we've had, it's amazing or striking how standard this game is. There's no 3-pushing lane situation, similar scaling across the board.
Oh. This is a bit of a problem. Nice 2-man shockwave, but I believe the crown is still going to fall down. Smeb helped out by using that Stand United. The crown looks quite frustrated on the player cams, as you can see. Cute attempt by Ruler, but unable to lock him down. You all know the potency of Ashe Zyra as far as the lane. His score's going to get engaged on teleport, immediately burnt by Smeb, who wants to actually start this one up. Good chains as there's the shockwave, but only onto score. Now Pawn gets himself back, wants that shatter to be popped. As in comes Cube. Pawn's gonna get taken down. Amazing prediction by Ambition with the explosive cask.
Well, it has both summoners. Well, this makes it difficult.
Yeah, and now with the build draw to Cutlass there as well. It's not likely that Ruler's gonna be able to get out of this one, and Smeb locks down that kill. Nice coordinated play. At least react to what was a difficult situation in the mid lane appropriately. Yarrow, not going to find Pawn, but everything else is. Ambition makes his way forward. He wants to find. Oh my god, so close to Ruler falling down.
Juve missed the bear trap on a rope where he might have been able to all-in Smeb right at the last. So top lane is a bit irrelevant at this point.
Well, Score makes his way through. Remember, this is a flashless Zyra. Delivered and destroyed as Score grabs that kill. Stranglethorn's not enough to get rid of Mata as the chains will land. Smeb comes back through. His Stand Uniteds have always netted them what they want.
Things are still surprisingly even if the gold lead reads 1,000.
Oh, Pawn. Yep, they're going to look for it. They find Core JJ. Once again, Stand United comes down. KT get a kill. As Score, he's going to find Crown and Ambition moving up. Standing his ground as well as there's... Okay, Bansh's Veil was held onto for a very long time. The flash lets bounce, delivers him back as Deft needs to create distance now. Good exhaust, and he's able to pick that one up. Ambition now in trouble. The taunts there from Smeb. And KT, this is the team play that we wanted from these guys.
And making the Zac work. Score clearly is a smart user of the Zac, and Crown is not practiced, did not respect the flash lets bounce, has dies with both summoners, and it could represent Baron.
Yeah, well, 5 members in the pit. Mata's going to move around, though. The barrier of traps is most certainly in there as now Pawn. He's looking for the snares. Gets himself back through. The smite advantage is certainly available as Ruler. He's in trouble. Focused Resolve, though, does not get the snare. And this Baron is lasting for so long. Deft gets over the wall, survives, picks up the kill. That is going to be Pawn grabbing one at the same time. The Baron will fall in favor of KT. And that looked so incredibly close, but navigated so well.
Yeah, problem solved their way into an early Baron.
And that was a play that could not be done without incredible communication as well. So that was something that we looked at KT as possibly being a weakness. It's been something we've spoken about with this team for quite some time. His ambition was looking for a steal and is now most likely just going to die. Why was the fat man on walkabout? Like, what?
Pawn outperforming his opposite number, Crown, was not something I really factored in as, well, CoreJJ has felt this feel a few times now.
Yep, that's called super dead.
And we tracked the engage from there. Just came in once again. Smeb on the front foot in a way that we haven't seen all season. He's been so good on the Shen.
From the very first one that he threw down as well. The arrow is
one
going to find
registers.
Mata very, very close as there's the charge. Cube does get exhausted, and that's going to be the one-man shockwave blocking down the first pick, but Score is going to be able to provide this CC. They get the double as Deft almost actually falls. The Kled did so much work, but Pawn just gets rid of Crown. He's not doing nothing, and KT just feel too far ahead. Crown. Oh, he's going to avoid the taunt at least. Ambition is here, but Smeb just says, I can kill you on my own. And Ambition, he's going to get snared up. Even the cask isn't enough, and Smeb looks like he's impossible to kill. Gets the solo with the help of Deft somewhere. I believe it may have been an ultimate, as there's the charge used defensively, but that was the pick that KT were looking for.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's going to do it. Oh! Flashes the arrow, gives it to Mata there as well. That was stunning. The chains are going to land onto Cube, who has to flash. Another charge is used defensively. Like, going to inspire themselves out. Oh, God. That's a warning shot. I don't want to see what a kill shot is.
3 items super early. Here's Pawn.
All right, this is a kill shot. There we are. And he pops his way out. Scaling with health is a hilarious thing, especially when you're this far ahead. As in he goes, he's looking for the Let's Bounce as well. That is such an easy pick off onto the Ashe, and then delivers Cube into the back line, because honestly, it doesn't matter which team member they get. They just want to get kills. Pawn's being frustrating. That's another taunt, and Crown is not long for the world. The flash out of the way of the shockwave, and it is just big play after big play until the game is over. KT, a dominant first game victory, and Deft is going to be on the fountain as it ends. We've been seeing so much of the dang champion so far today. 4 out of our 5 games.
Madness.
Just complete madness after 97% ban rate up until this point. But everyone's throwing the gauntlet. Everyone was listening to Mata with the crazy words that he says, no matter what, is going to be the answer. So more Zacks to be observed. But now, with the Elise available to counter him, I believe Zac is actually 0% against Elise.
Sample size of 1, I believe.
3.
I
believe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There was the game against MVP, I believe. Zac was the answer. We can continue about that, the thoughts about that, though. But Atlas, this could be a shorter series than expected.
Yeah.
KT exploded onto the Rift in Game 1, and they're looking to back it up in Game 2.
Well, we'll see whether they can do it as we hop onto Summoner's Rift. Still so many question marks. Now time to have them answered.
Mata has snuck in his way to the top lane, wasn't noticed getting into the second brush. So Fate's call play could be coming soon. No Glacial Fissure available for Mata. We're getting fireworks.
Well, okay, holds on to the cocoon for a very long time. Glacial Fissure does come down, but it's a fantastic arrow. There's the kidnap, and they grab Deft. He's unable to grab anything. And it's going to be Crown that nets himself the kill. The teleport's enough and make it a double as Cube, he turns up and he picks one up as well. KT probably feeling somewhat okay about this. It's only 500 gold now in the lead.
So as Mata hits 6, they go for the all-in play. Score tries to get the prediction by holding on to the cocoon, then firing a right. Well done by Ruler to go left, and then the kidnap onto Kalista. Goodbye, Deft. Theoretically, teamfight going to be 1 for Samsung. Nowhere for Mata to go. W was on cooldown, no stand beside me. On the mini-map, we are seeing what happened. On the main screen, CoreJJ getting exploded, but perhaps the more important thing we saw, picture-in-picture.
Rift Herald should be taken, so only about half the health of the tower. Oh, Deft, no flash available. That is going to be the elastic slingshot. No ambition, denied. He's stunned up there as well as Deft now trying to dance away, but look at that. Crowns in through the back end, and Mata once again saves his AD carry's life, and Ambition, he's going to get killed for it. I have no idea how Samsung were unable to grab that kill because they had every angle that you could possibly want. of some of these players. As Masa just going to stand behind a minion, gets out of the way of that one, but it's a good stretching strike, and the Let's Bounce is there as well. Deft trying to dance out of the way. It's just not going to be enough. The double kill for Ambition. Charge was clearing out that way, but Smeb, he is going to get knocked up. Ruler's there, he needs to create some distance, but Smeb looking to just die here. Got the Ruler gank attempt. There's going to be Winter's Bite. Ambition denied as he tries to get his way back down. Pawn had a great opening, but there are flashes from everywhere. Samsung do make their way out. Oh, Smeb's put in the little baby cage, unfortunately. The lunge, Flash gets out of the way, utilizes the riposte greatly, but Ruler flashes forward, wants to take Smeb down, who's trying to answer, but goes for the engage a little bit too late.
Probably the right move to jump away, but Samsung started the Baron, not the fastest Baron, remember. They only have Ashe and a single Mountain Drake to do real damage.
Yeah, Sentinel's going to spot this out. The score takes a massive amount of damage from that Q. Pawn comes in, and here's the teleport from Cube. They really want to make this into a fight as Pawn has to try and turn this one around, but that Chaos Storm doing so much work. Immediate cleanse, and then the flash to get himself out of the engagement. Now Cube has to do the same thing. Smeb's in here, and now wants to start up a big battle. Ambition doing so much work, and it's a great cocoon to break up this battle, but Smeb's already dead. The gravity field from Pawn does a bunch of work, but he's knocked up now, and Ruler, he's starting to get the work done. Deft trying to dance this one out. Does he have the rend available though? He gets turned into a little critter and will get taken down. Cube comes back.
Score wants to pull a rabbit out of a hat. This would be way against the play, and this is a very early attempt at a repel.
Yeah, it is still going to die. Just slam dunk by Cube. The Baron is going to be their reward. 10-2 in kills. This game is starting to look incredibly one-sided. Just too much pedigree there, as now Ambition dives a little bit too far forward, possibly. It is going to be the catch, though, as Pawn unable to get anything done, and Ambition soaks all of the damage and doesn't care. He's still got the passive. It's just not the target that you want to be focusing down, but he just creates so much of a space and engage area that once again he just dives forward. Let's Bounce, delivers the Fiora to the middle of the fight. It is Deft at least able to pick up one, may have a reset available, but nope. That is going to be inhibitor turret. Sorry, Nexus turrets falling down. And game 2 belongs to Samsung. We're going the distance tonight, Papa Smithy. It's going to be game 3 between KT and Samsung Galaxy. Towards the later stage, you're exactly right. Things are going to be falling away, but they do have a fair bit of CC synergy and at least protection as well. And flexibility, given the fact that Pawn has showed so much prowess on this Galio at the same time. Top lane's going to be exciting. They're Renekton into the cannon. It's likely that Renekton gets a little bit frustrated against the little lightning rat, though.
Because that Cube is the one real pressure valve that Samsung have in the early game. Renekton can potentially be harassed out of top lane, but both teams are well aware of that, and Cube has traditionally been more comfortable on the tank end of the spectrum rather than the pressure end of the spectrum. So forced into being really the only person in the early game that can get a lot of work done for the side of Samsung Galaxy. Unfamiliar territory for him.
Well, it certainly is, and we'll see how Rakan does without Xayah on the Rift as well. So many questions, time to get some in.
Think is perhaps strong. They know that he started to enter the blue side jungle, and they also know there were no camps up.
Well, there's the flash from Core JJ, and the flash body slam from Score as well. Ruler, he has to get himself out of there. The slow, the piercing arrow from Deft, and that is going to be first blood, and that is so important. Control Walk goes down, and Ambition parking himself here. Mini brush, and that is going to be Cocoon landing. Pawn taking a fair bit of damage as he's looking for it. Gets the double stun, and actually the rest of KT turn up. There's the knock up, and Ambition going to be taken down. Score is going to get one on his opposite number. Heroic entry, Crown in trouble, but Smebby's run out of options. Eventually does get it.
And what could have been 2 early Infernal Drakes is an answering one over to KT, and more importantly, some immediate gold onto their members.
Yeah, now Deft is looking for the Chains of Corruption, gets them over the wall. That is just going to lock down Cube. They're not going to be Pursued, but there's the quickness, there's the grand entrance, and Crown taking a lot of damage, but Mata, he's been arrowed off the back end. Ambition, he's taking a lot of damage, and KT is able to grab the kill, gets out of the way of the explosive cask as well as Smeb continues to go aggressive. A double kill now for the Renekton, and this is the carry play. Samsung Galaxy just moving up the mid lane, trying to get some pressure back here on the map. KT still in relative control, Chains of Corruption go wide. For JJ, he's going to be the target. Not enough fancy feet this time around with no flash. He's going to get Justice punched to the face. Samsung probably unaware that it's going down this fast, as there's the flash in. Smeb does get the lockdown. Quickness coming in, and the taunts are there as well. Layering of CC is beautiful on the side of KT as Cuvee, he's slowed down. Smeb's on the chase, good flash. Gets Cuvee to safety, and KT, they probably just want to turn around. Oh no! If you got a barrel like that, Score, you may as well go in for the kill, and the slice and dice from Smeb closes the gap. He should have the Ruthless Predator, and he does, and that is going to be Cole the Meek to get the grab onto the little mouse. Mata just battle dances his way out. Score hops over. They're trying to get the kill on the Elise, and they get it. Pawn just still tanking up this Baron as Deft. He's getting taken down incredibly low. Arrow flies forward, but it is going to be avoided. Smeb can just slice his way over this wall. They're committing to this Baron really hard. Crown just needs one Q as Mata, the hero, is going to stand on top of it. That is going to be Ambition, not able to pick up anything because he's dead, and Score grabs the Baron buff. Ruler should die here as well, as Heroic Entrance is going to protect the team members of Pawn. KT, he's going to get killed as well. The bottom lane destroyed. Ambition already dead. Cuvee should actually get at least a fair bit of damage onto Pawn, if not the kill, as he turns around, and Smeb is going to deny that. And there are just kills going down everywhere. The teleport is going to be interrupted by Score, who says, yes, I can answer that. Don't you worry, I have this one. Now just going to get bopped and possibly destroyed. The slow comes down. There it is.
Turns upon turns. Here's the Ash arrow.
Yeah, arrow comes down. Deft. Try and offer some damage back as his support falls. Crown forced to use the flash. There's the slice and dice, but Smeb can't catch up. Good cocoon from Ambition, denies it, but it's still the turrets falling down. Top lane dies as Cuvee couldn't even get to it to defend. And Deft is going to sit here, put the arrows required into this inhibitor. As Pawn going to sacrifice his life, but is he going to be able to grab Ruler? No, he's not. Going to get denied, so 2-0 in favor of Samsung.
From that point, predictably, with Galio and other snowball targets. Speaking of snowball...
Whoa, yeah, in goes Mata. They're going to get the Heroic Entrance there as well. Crown is obliterated with no chance of doing anything. Ruler's flashed on by Deft. This aggression from AD carries today has been beautiful to watch.
31 minutes in, knocking on the Nexus. Still Ruler and Crown, all their wave clear dead for a while. They're looking for more. Here's a dive.
Yeah, that is going to be the stun. The knockback. Score takes down KT. Cuvee for what is attempting the hero play, but can't even get Mata. The Ruthless Predator's there, and Smeb is most certainly that this time around. Cuvee took a long time to die. However, it is still just going to be the last. Dregs picked up as Ambition is sent to the death chamber. That is going to be the ace for a minute second as the last Nexus turret falls down, and KT Rolster continue their massive winning streak after only one fall to Longzhu Gaming. It's going to be them destroying Samsung in what was a dominant LCK summer beginning.